we got 10 meals for you that we had this year that we just consider to be the top 10 of 2024.
Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making.
And a big thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring a portion of today's video.
All right.
I don't know where that came from. That was interesting.
Yep, I just had a little extra coffee this morning, I reckon.
All right, y'all, it is that time of year. We reflect back on all the meals that we made, and we made a lot. But we reflect back and come up with our top 10. By no means does this mean these were the only 10 meals we enjoyed, because we wouldn't ever share a meal on my channel if we didn't enjoy it, right?
Has there ever been something that you've made that I haven't liked?
Let's answer that really quickly before we move on. Yes, I have made several things, especially before the channel, long time ago. My cooking skills, not so great.
Chicken breast, cream cheese in a crock pot, that was it.
Stop, that's not what I did. It was close, but it's not what I did. But my cooking skills were non-existent for a very long time. So there were many meals that I made that he was like, he just ate it because he had to, you know, to be the good husband. But even since starting the channel, there have been several meals that we've made that we have filmed and they ended up being flops, so we didn't share them. So it's very rare. We're not picky people. I'm so thankful that you're not picky.
I like everything.
He does, but we really try our hardest to find the best of the best and share that with you. And now we've got 10 of our favorites from 2024. In true top 10 fashion, we're gonna start with number 10 and we're gonna work our way to the number 1. If you can guess what the number 1 is, pause, go down to the comments, tell us what you think it is. All right, number 10, what we got?
Coming in at number 10 is the ground beef and broccoli.
So I don't even remember this one.
Kind of an Asian twist, savory,
Okay.
sweet.
Okay,
Some of those flavors in there, really, really good.
fun fact, he made this list. He did the top 10 of the year. So this is this guy, the food critic himself. He made this list. So number 10, ground beef and broccoli.
This is Steven's top 10 list.
It is Steven's top 10. All right, here you go.
You've heard of the dish beef and broccoli. Well, we're going to do ground beef and broccoli, and we're going to serve that over rice. First things first, I have a cup of rice and 2 cups of water on the stove. So we're going to let that cook. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I had just a few of these shoestring carrots left, so I'm going to throw that into it because why not? But I've got this broccoli, I guess floret, this broccoli head. So I'm going to cut this up into bite-sized pieces. I've already washed it and kind of patted it dry. This is going to be the first thing that we cook. So we're going to soften up our broccoli. It says you need about 3 cups. We're just going with what I have. Next, I need to slice up this red pepper. Oh, it had babies. That always tickles me. I don't know why. I'm amused easily. And we need a yellow onion diced. Okay, that's all our chopping and dicing. We are going to take a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and mix it with a couple of tablespoons of cold water. We're just going to set this to the side. We'll use this a little bit later. And I'm going to do a little more than what the recipe calls for the sauce. I'm not going to quite double it, but I'm going to do a little more just because we like extra sauce. So we're going to make our sauce. It calls for 1 cup of beef broth, so I'm going to do about 1.5 cups. It calls for 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I am using low sodium soy sauce. So I'm doing 1/4 cup plus another 1/2 of that. We need about 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. We need a tablespoon or a little bit more of honey. That's appropriate. Thank you very much for that. I need some minced garlic. I'm just going to use the rest of this. I have another one of these in the pantry I can open. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. So I'm going to add in a little more than that. And then we need a teaspoon, or a little more than that, of toasted sesame oil. Let's whisk that together. And we're just going to set it to the side. Let's go over to our stovetop. Okay, I've added about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to this hot skillet. It's at about medium. I put olive oil in. It calls for peanut oil. If you have that, use that. Gracie, ma'am. She's very vocal today. We just got to deal with it. Now we're going to toss in our broccoli. We're going to let it sit here on medium for about 4 to 5 minutes to kind of soften it up a bit. See how pretty bright green that is? I always love to see veggies turn that bright green. Okay, these have been going for about 4 minutes. We're gonna remove this. I just put it back in the bowl that it started in. Now we are going to cook our ground beef. Just got 1 pound. Every time. Let go. There we go. I also added in our diced onion, and I'm gonna season the ground beef as well with a little salt and pepper. I'm gonna throw in some crushed red pepper flakes because we like spicy, but you could definitely leave that out, and throw in some salt. Not a lot because you've got some soy sauce going in, so you don't need a lot. You can use white pepper, and I have that, but I'm just using just regular black pepper, and just a little bit of crushed red pepper. Now we're gonna add in our red pepper that we sliced. I'm also gonna throw in my carrots, and we're gonna let this cook for another minute or so. Okay, it's been another minute. We're gonna add in our sauce mixture, and we're gonna let this come up to a boil. Now that it's starting to simmer, we're gonna let it simmer for a good 2 to 3 minutes to kind of reduce. It's been simmering for a couple of minutes, so now I'm gonna add in our cornstarch. You wanna make sure that you stir it again. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch with another tablespoon of water, just because I did increase the liquid and it's not quite thick enough for me. So that should do it. Oh yeah. It's already doing its thing. Okay, so let's add our broccoli back in. I'm gonna turn the stove off. I'm gonna toss this around, and we're gonna eat. It's time to eat.
It's time.
He is so excited.
Yes, I am. That is delicious.
Yeah?
Yes. That sauce, sweet.
Yes.
It's got this sweet flavor. Mm-hmm. It's got maybe some soy or some kind of.
And ginger. Mm-hmm.
Very delicious.
Good. Does it have any spice to it at all? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Well, I added some red pepper to it, but I didn't add a whole lot, so maybe I didn't add quite enough.
Maybe just a tad, but you know me.
Right. Like you could pour sriracha all over the top of that.
My spice level is like, give me nuclear. Okay?
Oh.
Maybe just a hint of spice there, but
Okay.
really good flavors.
Is it or is it not?
A go-backer?
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is. Most certainly a go-backer.
It is so good, y'all. So I can definitely taste the crushed red pepper in here. When he says he likes his stuff nuclear, he's not joking. When we go to the Thai restaurant and they say we have a level of 1 to 5, what do you say?
10.
I would like to thank Thrive Market for continuing to support my channel and sponsor this video. Thrive Market has become our go-to destination for getting healthy products, and I did a big restock. We were running out of some things, and I got some snacks, some healthy snacks in this order as well. So I was going to show you a few things while I tell you a little bit about Thrive Market. Ooh, before I tell you anything, I need to show you this. If you know the twist, the cinnamon twist that you can get at Taco Bell, meet the healthier version of those. And this is the little individual packs. Oh my goodness. The individual packs keep you from eating the whole big bag. You know, Thrive Market, if you aren't familiar, is an online membership-based grocery store that makes healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. And shopping on there is completely stress-free. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't even have to get dressed. You can sit in your PJs on your couch and order super healthy products. And when I say healthy, I mean healthy. These don't have over 1,000 ingredients that are bad for you. They kind of filter through everything, and those ingredients aren't even allowed on their site. So they're not gonna have things like high fructose corn syrup. They're not gonna have dyes. They're not gonna have synthetic sweeteners. Anything like that, all of that's banned. So you know you are getting really great quality, high quality stuff for your family. We've been working on making switches over the last few years, getting rid of a lot of the junk food that's in our house and replacing it with healthier alternatives that still taste great and still feel like you're being a little bit naughty. You know, there are certain products that I always order from Thrive Market now, just because it's really hard to find them in the grocery stores, and I know I can find everything that I need on their website. And those products that I order over and over again show up in their feature called the Buy It Again feature. So it makes it very easy and quick for me to shop online. So I go through the Buy It Again and say, oh yeah, we love this, 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 and add it to my cart. And once my cart gets to $49, then I know it's gonna ship for free. I got a couple of things of extra virgin olive oil. I do love their olive oil. We got some maple syrup. I love their maple syrup. It's really good. And I love that it's in the squeezy tube. So it's no mess. Instead of pouring it and having to wipe off all that extra, nope, you just squeeze it right out. So good. One of my favorite snacks to eat by themselves or to dip in something are these pretzel crisp bites. They're the smaller ones. And these are the spicy ranch, which is my favorite flavor. Recently, they just marked down more than 800 different products to even lower prices than they already were. Think of brands like Annie's, Chomps, Kinds. Their prices are even lower on Thrive Market now, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you find a lower price elsewhere, they do price match, which is a great feature. So I encourage you to go check out Thrive Market, just see all of the different things that they offer. You'll be surprised at what all you can get for your family that's healthy at a great price, shipped right to your door. When you visit their site, go to thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking. You're gonna save 30% off of your first order. Plus, you're gonna get a free gift worth up to $60, and their free gifts are great. If you have a favorite from Thrive Market that you haven't seen me get before, be sure to let me know in the comments below so I can try it next time. The number 9, I'm pretty excited about. I probably maybe would have ranked this higher than he did, but either way, I'm glad it's in the top 10 because you gotta try this one.
Yeah, and that is Mandy's Muffaletta sandwich.
It's a fake muffaletta. That's why yeah. You'll see. Here you go.
Really good.
Mandy's grilled muffaletta sandwiches. It's not really a muffaletta or muffo. How do you say that? I've seen it spelled 2 different ways, with a U and with an A. So muff or muff I don't know how it goes. This is the one that I created is not a true muffaletta. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what bread a true muffaletta uses, but I found this Italian bread, which is kind of thick sliced at our grocery store. Got enough for 3 sandwiches here. We are gonna butter one side of each piece of bread. So let me do that first. I'll be right back. One side is buttered. I'm gonna put it buttered side down. It'll just have to be okay. Just so that we can load these sandwiches up. Steven requested mayonnaise on his. So, like I said, this is a loose translation. We're just using the muffaletta olive salad or olive relish. Do we need mayonnaise on both sides? I mean, I'll do a light mayo on the other side. What do you think? I'm gonna open this up. Steven's already popped the top and smelled it. He sniffs everything. Every food, everything, he has to sniff it. It's just his thing. So, here it is. We're gonna I'm not gonna completely drain it because I have a feeling the juice is a good thing. But I don't want it to get too soggy either. Oh, I need to be heating up my griddle. Let's do that. Now we're gonna load it up with some ham and salami. And I also have some extra pepperoni, so why not? This is 3 different types of salami. I just found this in the, near the deli at my grocery store. Now, cheese. We have a little bit of this Italian cheese left. So I'm gonna sprinkle that on there. I've got some Monterey Jack if I need to shred that too. I don't think I need the Monterey Jack cheese. We're just gonna go with the Italian because that was plenty. All right, so now we just need to flip this over and we're ready to go to the griddle. I'm just gonna spray the griddle. Even though I've got butter on these, I'm gonna spray it in each spot for each sandwich. You know what? I'm gonna throw a little garlic powder on top. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just for a little something extra, you know? All right, let me turn this heat back up a little bit. Okay, I test flipped the first one and it went okay. Let's flip the second one. You gotta be quick. There we go. Let's let these hang out on this side for a little bit. Make sure all of that cheese melts. Cole just tried it and he said, mmm.
Is this mine?
No. Yes.
It's mine.
That was good.
You ready?
I'm hungry.
Are you?
Just checking here. Oh, yeah. Got the good stuff.
I put mayonnaise in there too because I know you wanted that. Oh, we didn't tink. Tink.
Man.
Did I do good?
Wow. I might like this better than the Jason's Deli one.
Stop it. Are you serious? Cole, what do you think about that?
I probably have to agree.
Cole agrees. I did so good.
I'm not the biggest fan of the bread. I mean, not of this bread, yes, but of Jason's Deli bread, I'm not the biggest fan of the Jason's Deli bread, but it's good. I like the crunchiness of it. but this has got the crunchiness and then that buttery flavor. But the layers of flavor here, starting with the bread, crunchy, buttery, then the mayonnaise gets into that olive. Oh, and then it just goes perfectly with that meat that's in there, the pepperoni, a little bit of spice.
And then there's some Italian cheeses in there too. I mean, that's one of the best sandwiches I've ever eaten.
You ain't got no more, have you?
This one I do remember, number 8. You can't forget this one once you've had it. It was so good. I want to make this again
Yeah.
very soon.
Oh yeah. It was very reminiscent of like a chicken marsala. The sauce was out of this world. The sauce, just double it. I mean, do yourself a favor. It is so delicious. That's the creamy Parmesan pesto skillet.
Oh my gosh, so good.
This is a creamy Parmesan pesto skillet.
Okay, I've got my basil pesto here, and we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of this to this bowl. We need about a tablespoon of olive oil. We need a couple of tablespoons of finely grated Parmesan cheese. So I'm just gonna do it by hand. This is what I use when I don't need a whole lot of cheese. It's probably closer to 3 tablespoons, but we love cheese, so it's gonna be okay. The recipe calls for Dijon mustard. I was out, so I'm just gonna use what I got, and that's spicy brown mustard. So we'll add in about a tablespoon of that. We only need a teaspoon of honey, and we'll add in like a pinch of salt and just a little bit of pepper. Let's stir all of that together. Okay, I've got 3 chicken breasts here. It was actually 2, and I split one of them in half. I'm gonna just do it. We're just gonna go in. I'm gonna grab a fork and kind of tenderize the chicken. Not really tenderize, but kind of poke holes in it so this flavor seeps down into it. I don't know that I'm supposed to rub it on both sides, but why not, right? And we're just gonna let this sit out at room temperature while I prep the veggies. This is pretty messy, but here we are, folks. As long as it tastes good at the end, right? Let me wash my hands because we're gonna put this to the side and we're gonna chop up some veggies. One thing I don't have to chop up, I use the help of Publix, is my small mushrooms. I got these already sliced. You need 8 ounces of those. I've got some asparagus here. I just need to trim off our ends. And then we're gonna cut these into about 1-inch pieces. I've got about a pound. I love asparagus. I am skipping another green ingredient in this recipe, and that is peas. I'm not a fan of peas. So the recipe called for a shallot. They didn't have shallots at Food Lion when I was there. I'm gonna use about, well, this is a small onion. We'll just go with the whole thing. Okay, I take that back. I'm just gonna do half of it. I'll put this in my onion keeper. All of that's chopped. Let's get all of our ingredients and head over to the stove. I've got this large skillet. We're gonna heat it to about medium high and let that heat up really good. I'm gonna also add some olive oil, just about a tablespoon. Our pan is good and hot. I'm gonna give you cheese, I promise. Can you step out of the way though? I don't want you to get popped with grease. Come on. There we go. Our pan is good and hot, so we're gonna add in our chicken. So we're gonna cook it on this first side for about 2 to 3 minutes just to get it good and golden. We'll flip it, and then we're gonna turn the heat down and we will cook it until it's done. Okay, I butterflied the big piece just because it was not cooking fast enough. So that helped. We're gonna tint that. Okay, we've got some charred bits in there, but the recipe says don't worry about that. So we're just gonna throw in a tablespoon of butter and another tablespoon of olive oil. Now to this, we're gonna add all of our mushrooms, and we're gonna saute these. We're gonna stir them pretty often, but we're gonna saute them for about 3 to 4 minutes. And this is still on medium heat. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes. I've been going and kind of scraping up the bottom. The great thing about these Caraway pans is it's so non-stick, so things scrape up really easily, even with just this really soft silicone spatula. But it's been the 4 minutes. We've got all of that sauteed down. At this point, you would add in your shallot. I don't have shallot, I have onion, so that's what we're gonna add in. I'm also gonna add in some seasonings. I have about a ½ teaspoon of dried oregano and then a ¼ teaspoon each of dried thyme and some red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna stir this around and we're gonna cook this for another 2 or 3 minutes just to soften the onion or the shallot. Gosh, it smells so good in here. Now it's time to move on. So we've got flour over here. We need about a tablespoon of that, and we're just gonna sprinkle that in. And then we're also gonna be adding some minced garlic. It calls for 6 cloves, which makes my heart happy, so let's do that. We're just gonna stir this around and let this cook for about a minute. We're gonna turn the heat to low
And we're gonna add in a cup of chicken broth. We'll need another cup later, but for now, just a cup. So I've got my other cup of chicken broth. I've got some cornstarch, about a tablespoon. Just kind of stir it around. It's already coming to a little bit of a simmer, which is good. Also to this, we're gonna add about a quarter cup of heavy cream. And we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. So turn the heat back up to about medium. Okay, now that it's come up to a simmer, I'm gonna let it simmer for about a minute just to let it thicken just a little bit. Now we're gonna add in about 1/4 cup of pesto. So probably 2 good spoonfuls. And we're gonna throw in our asparagus and let that simmer for a couple of minutes. It has been a couple of minutes. We are going to add the rest of our Parmesan cheese in. You want about 1/3 cup of finely grated. And my little cheese monster is still in here, so I'll make sure to give her some, do not fear. Just gonna stir that around and let it melt, and we're gonna add our chicken back in. I'm also gonna go ahead and turn this temp down to about low. Gracie, is that necessary? If y'all hear that noise in the background, that is Gracie eating out of her bowl. I guess she's eating because she's mad I haven't given her cheese yet. I don't know. Gracie, look. Grace. She always looks the wrong way. You want cheese?
Almost got it.
There you go.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna let this hang out here for just a couple of minutes to heat our chicken back up, and then it's gonna be time to eat.
Winter, some kind of fancy chicken dinner. What this is right here, I don't know. We got some shrooms and some of this asparagus.
We don't have asparagus very often.
We don't.
I like it. I just don't ever think about it, quite honestly.
My nanny, my grandma, I called her Nanny on
Yeah.
my mom's side.
Yeah.
She was the queen of asparagus.
Really?
That's what she was gonna bring
I did not know that.
for get together. She'd bring a little boat, like a little shaped like a little boat, you know, a little dish.
Would it have a sauce over it?
And had a little sauce over
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think it was like maybe a cheese or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Huh.
Anyway, she loves some asparagus.
Did you like it back then?
No. I didn't have a particular taste for the asparagus.
Right.
Boy, that's good. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Marsala.
Really?
Yes.
Like a chicken
Kinda
marsala?
A little bit. You know,
Okay.
it's reminiscent of that.
Okay.
Really good flavors. Definitely get some sort of herbs in there or something.
Okay. Yeah, I've got oregano and thyme in there.
Yes.
We had some couscous left over, so that's what I warmed up. But this would be great with mashed potatoes, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't want that couscous to go to waste. And it made it easier. I didn't have to make
sauce.
mashed potatoes.
That sauce is drinkable.
First of all, this is delicious. Tiny bit of spice. You could always leave that red pepper flake out if you want to. And I love that the asparagus is included in the main dish. You don't have to make another green side. Just make some mashed potatoes and you've got a full meal. Any more from the commentator?
Oh, all I got to say is amen.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
That's it right there.
It's so good.
Really, really good. It's very fancy too. It's like
It is. This would be good for Valentine's
Yeah.
dinner. Yeah.
it's like an upscale
Right.
chicken dinner.
Oh, what was that? Upscale. Is we dance with upscale?
I reckon.
Let me see that dance.
No, you get one time.
We can just replay.
We don't dance. That's not dancing.
Baby, nothing you ever do is dancing.
That's just a bodily tick.
Nothing you ever do is dancing.
No.
Let's just be real clear. You ready?
Absolutely. This one was really good.
Number 7 is
The baked barbecue. Baked barbecue? Number 7 is the baked barbecue chicken thighs that we did, where you don't need a grill for that.
That's right. I remember these.
Really, really
so good.
This first recipe are chicken thighs. We are using boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we are gonna do baked barbecue. So first we're gonna preheat our oven to 425, and you need to line a large baking sheet with some aluminum foil and then put a metal rack over top of it. Let's start by making our sauce. We're gonna go over to the stove and use this saucepan, heating it on low heat and adding all of our good ingredients. First, we're gonna add in 1 cup of ketchup, and I have to know, Heinz or Hunt's? I can't do Hunt's. It has to be Heinz. We need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. You want 1.5 tablespoons of unfiltered apple cider vinegar, a couple of teaspoons of the Dub sauce, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and a couple of teaspoons of chili powder. We're gonna add in about a teaspoon of salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. So at this point, you just wanna whisk all of this together. And if you're following the recipe, that's all you do here. But you know, a lot of times we don't follow the recipe exactly like it says. So we have a little secret ingredient going in. We've got some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. Stephen chopped these up. This was his idea. This is gonna make this barbecue more of a smoky barbecue. And that's just our preference. So it's up to you. You don't have to do this, obviously, but we're adding that in. We're gonna increase the heat to about medium, just a little bit more. We want this to come up to a simmer. Okay, we have come up to a little simmer here. So what we're gonna do is just turn this back down to like medium low. And what we're wanting to do is let the sugars dissolve. So this will just take a few minutes, but we're gonna let this hang out here. All of our sugars have dissolved, y'all. I just did a little taste test of this and it's amazing. We need to reserve about 3/4 a cup of this for serving later. So this is all we're gonna need to toss our chicken. This is gonna be for serving. So it looks like a lot. It looks like it's not gonna work out, but it should. So we've got boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm just going to just put a little bit of salt. You're only gonna do a total of about another teaspoon of salt. We're just putting that on top. Let's throw these in here. And we're gonna salt this other side. Okay, now, kind of awkward angle here. We're gonna put about 1/2 cup of this in here and we're gonna toss the chicken in it. You don't wanna use all of that because you are gonna baste your chicken about halfway through. Oh my gosh, I wish I could smell this. Now let's take these and place them on the wire rack. These are going in at 425 on this middle rack for about 15 minutes, and then we will flip them and baste them. So we're gonna take our remaining barbecue sauce and just come in and baste these, and then we're gonna flip them and baste them again. Okay, these are going back in for 15 more minutes. It's been 15 more minutes. Our kitchen smells amazing. We're gonna switch this over to broil. We turned it over to broil.
Don't be broiling it.
We broil. The last little bit of reserved sauce is going on, and then we'll pop it under the broiler, and just let it kind of crisp up there at the end for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're done, y'all.
Oh man, this chicken just falling apart.
Is it?
Yeah. Didn't need no knife.
Didn't need no knife.
Didn't need no knife. All right, here we go. Dip mine in this sauce. Wow. Oh man. That is the best barbecue sauce I've ever had at home. No doubt about that. Very smoky. Out of this world.
I don't
Man.
think y'all understand
No.
just how good this barbecue sauce is.
That chicken is so tender.
It is.
You won't get tender like this with white meat. I'm
No.
sorry to tell you.
No, you
I know
won't.
there's a lot of white meat fans out there. I'm a white meat fan too. I'm a white meat fan too, but you are not gonna get tender
No,
like this.
no.
That chipotle pepper that we put in there takes this up several notches. Sweet, savory, smoky.
And then I made some mac and cheese. I've made it this way a couple of times now. Ever since I had that video on Velveeta cheese and we had some extra Velveeta in the house, I've been making mac and cheese this way. I will link the recipe below since I didn't show you, but it is so good and it's so quick and easy. So much better than just the boxed stuff.
Making messes over here.
That was weird. Somebody slowed down in front of our house and then...
They were, look, y'all got some barbecue chicken for me?
This mac and cheese, it comes together in like 20 minutes. It's so fast.
The perfect side with this as well.
So you don't need a grill. You can do this in your kitchen. Now granted, using your oven does heat up the kitchen. But if you don't want to use if you don't have a grill or you don't want to go out and grill, this is a great option.
Oh boy, this one's a good
Number 6, I would have ranked this really high as well.
This is a really nice, creamy, it's a Cajun chicken orzo. Out of this world. love the spicy Cajun flavors.
The
in this
flavors
one.
on
With
this one,
orzo creamy.
yes.
Oh man, it is. Really
Orzo
good.
is my favorite, and this one, wow, you got to make this one.
Yeah.
I think my very favorite pasta is orzo, and tonight we are having Cajun chicken orzo. To get started, I'm gonna heat this to about medium high. You want a really large pan, ideally one that has a lid. While it is heating, I'm gonna throw in about a half a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, we just have a couple of things to do. We need to finely mince or dice this onion. It's about a half an onion, but it was a rather large one. We just need a couple of tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna chop them super duper fine because I'm not a big fan of the texture. I know they make a paste, and I thought I bought some sun-dried tomato paste. I found it at Aldi. Cannot find it for the life of me. So I'm gonna make kind of my own paste right now because I want this chopped up as finely as possible. That's all the chopping and dicing I need to do. Now we need to season our chicken. So the recipe called for 3 chicken breasts sliced into small strips. I did 2 because I had really large chicken breasts. I've got some Tony Chachere's, I don't know how to say it. Creole seasoning, Cajun seasoning. Kind of toss it around, flip it over so I can get to the underside. And I'm just gonna eyeball this. We like spicy, so I don't mind if I kind of over season. And then it also says to add just a little bit of salt, so we'll do that too. I think there's salt in this, is there not? Yes, the first ingredient. And that's all we're gonna add then. Let's go over to the stovetop, and I can always season it after I put it in the pan as well. I'm gonna add a little more of this Creole seasoning to the top here. We're gonna flip it here in just a second. Cameraman has entered the kitchen. Thank you. We don't have to worry about this cooking all the way through right this moment because it's gonna cook for quite a while. We're just getting it kind of browned or seared on each side. Going in with our chicken is our onion, some garlic, a tablespoon of tomato paste, and our sun-dried tomatoes. Gosh, that smells good already. We're gonna turn it to about low heat and let this cook for another 5 minutes. It's just gonna soften those onions. Our onions are good and soft. I've got 1 cup of orzo pasta here. I'm gonna pour this in, and we're gonna let this cook for about a minute before we add our liquid. All right, so it's been about a minute. I've got a cup of chicken broth. We're gonna add that in. And we wanna bring this up to a simmer. What'd you say?
I said, I'm gonna burn you.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
He said, what if we threw some jalapeno in there? I said, well, we got one in the fridge, so here we are. Oh, it's coming up to a simmer over there. I gotta go over there and do my thing. You better hurry up over there.
Hurry.
Don't cut yourself. Okay, I'll be back. So he's bringing our jalapeno over because this has come to a simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down just a bit. Go ahead. Oh, he is not playing. You better wash your hands good and don't touch your eyes. We are gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna put the lid on it. We'll stir it every so often, but simmer for about 20 minutes. It's gonna cook that orzo and it'll cook those jalapenos down too. I'm gonna do 19 because we waited an extra minute or so before we turned it on. As this is cooking for 20 minutes, you wanna make sure you're checking on the liquid sitch. So you don't want it to dry out. I did add probably another half a cup of chicken broth about 7 or 8 minutes ago because my orzo was soaking it up and it was about to be dry and the orzo wasn't cooked yet. So just keep an eye on that. You may have to add more liquid. Let's check the chicken.
Chicken check.
It is looking really good. We're gonna add in some baby spinach. I removed the stems. You don't have to do that. I do that because I don't like them. You need about a cup. You don't need a whole lot. We're gonna let that wilt. Actually, I'm gonna put the lid back on it for just a second. That'll help the wilting process speed up. What is it?
You gotta wilt it down.
Y'all miss.
We are wilting it down.
Y'all miss so much when the camera is turned off. I'm sorry for y'all because it's pretty comical in this kitchen.
All right, here. Now, we're gonna put some, that's right, we're putting some heavy cream in there.
That's right. Only about 1/4 a cup. Not a lot.
Don't put no more than 1/4. Whoa, now, whoa. I'm just kidding.
Would you stop? God. I can't do nothing with you. All right, let's stir that around. We're gonna let that heat through. And then I've got some grated Parmesan cheese.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's add that in. You're gonna add in about 3 tablespoons. I grated a little extra so we could put some on top.
I like you.
Yeah.
Yes, that is really good. Definitely getting the Creole spices and flavors in there.
Good.
Garlic flavor. I mean, it is not bland.
No.
It's hitting hardcore.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Cole is in the other room and he just said, oh yeah.
That is super flavorful. The word bland is nowhere in this house right now. Salad with the Caesar dressing. Is that Caesar?
It's pesto Caesar, yes.
Man, what a combination of flavors.
Yeah. So
The
good.
Creole seasoning is very rich in that Creole flavor for sure. The chicken just melts.
The chicken is,
It is
so good. It is not
fantastic.
dried out at all.
So good kick of spice from the chili pepper that's in there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the chili pepper adds a lot of flavor to this, if you know what I mean? Like it doesn't take away.
No. It just added a little more heat,
Just add a little bit more heat.
which we
Yes.
like. Y'all gotta make this one.
Oh yeah, this was
Number
really
5.
good. So we had actually made, and this is sort of reminds me of some other dishes that we had that were 1950s inspired.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yes.
This wasn't one of those particular recipes, but it's reminiscent of them because it uses a dish called the King Ranch chicken. So this is King Ranch chicken casserole. So good, so delicious.
It was very easy to make too.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Oh man, you're talking about creamy, just tons of that chicken, poultry flavor. Oh man, it's just out of this world.
It's good. We're gonna have a very comforting casserole tonight. This one, a version of it, dates back to the 1950s. This is called King Ranch chicken casserole, and it is ultimate comfort food. So let's make it. Now, if you have a rotisserie chicken or if you have some leftover chicken, this would be the casserole to use it in because you need cooked chicken. Obviously, ours is not cooked yet, but we're gonna do it in the air fryer because that's our favorite way. I've got 2 large chicken breasts here. I'm gonna cut them in half because they are so large. Okay, these 3 are pretty good. I'm gonna pound this one out just a little bit because it's a little bit thicker. So we covered it with a little bit of the cling wrap, and I'm just going to kind of make sure they're all even. Excuse me, sir.
Tear it up.
I mean, frustrations released. So let's go in with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of poultry seasoning, and a little paprika. Never hurt to throw some of that in there too, you know? And let's flip them and do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna preheat our air fryer to 380.
So we got some gadgetry out today, folks.
We do.
Cheese graters and choppers
Tell you what,
and a floury knife.
That's-
You gotta have that.
the floury knife just makes it so much better.
Floury.
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 Okay.
All right.
So I've got this bell pepper. It calls for a green bell pepper, but I had red and yellow that I needed for another recipe. You know how you can buy them in like the red, yellow, and orange? We're gonna pretend it's green, okay? And then I've got a medium-sized yellow onion. I'm gonna chop it up so that we can put it into our little contraption over here. Ta-da! This is done preheating. I'll spray it with just a little bit of oil. It's like playing Tetris, trying to fit them all in here, but they're gonna go in at 380. We'll start at 12 and see if we need to add more time.
I have to admit, this is one of my favorite parts right here. I love watching this cheese shredder.
You know who else used to love watching the cheese shredder? Maybe one day it'll get easier, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
Let's preheat our oven to 350. Let's get a skillet out and go ahead and warm that up. So now that this is heated, let's add a little bit of olive oil to it and add in our peppers and onions. We're just gonna let these saute for 5 minutes or so. Just gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper to them, not a lot. Okay, these are gonna hang out. Let's go check on the chicken. I came over here to stir them. He said, no,
Gotta do the Stephen flip.
do the Stephen flip. I can't do the Stephen flip. The Mandy flip is not nearly as pretty as that. So these just have a couple more minutes. So in just a second, we're gonna add all kinds of ingredients in here, including the chicken. So while we're waiting on the chicken to finish up, it's about to beep now. I'm gonna turn that down and let it hang out. Let's check the chicken and see where we're at. 167, that's a good sign. I'm trying to go to the fattest part. We're good. Okay, let's take this out and chop it. Okay, so we just need chopped chicken, about 2 cups worth. Easier said than done. You're trying to do all of it at once.
You're doing a great job.
You gotta say it right.
Great job.
We're gonna add in our chopped chicken, a can of cream of chicken soup, a can of cream of mushroom soup. You need a can of Rotel. We have the fire roasted. It did not say to drain it, so I'm not gonna worry about draining it. Put that in there. We need some garlic powder. It says 2 pinches of garlic powder, so I'm just gonna go with that. We need about a teaspoon of chili powder. And let me get that. The counter's clean, we're good. All right, and a little more salt and pepper. Let's combine all of this together. I can go ahead and turn this off. We don't need the heat anymore. We're about to assemble it all in a casserole dish, along with a couple other ingredients. I just want to get this really good and incorporated first. That's good to go. Let's move over and assemble our casserole. So the recipe calls for 12 corn tortillas, and I was just placing an Instacart order so I could go pick it up at Food Lion. I didn't realize how small my tortillas were. It's the street tacos one. So we're gonna have to use more than 12, I have a feeling, but you get the idea. So we just need to tear the pieces up and just kind of layer it here on the bottom. I will be sure to go through and kind of get it all in one layer. Okay, that should be good for the bottom. Now we're gonna put in 1/3 of this mixture over here, this chicken mixture. We're just gonna plop that on top of there. Now let's put some cheddar cheese on top, and then we'll repeat the layers a couple more times. You don't have to worry about it covering everything completely. It's not supposed to. It's gonna kind of be a loosely covered 2nd layer and 3rd layer. My boat oar is coming in handy. For those of you who don't have a spurtle, I highly recommend them. I love them. Somebody replied though, "Are you using a boat oar?" And I thought that was funny. I kind of am. All right, let's top it with the rest of the cheese. This is going in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So we'll see y'all then. You giving Cole the look, like trying to figure out whether it's good or not?
It looks good.
Wait,
It smells
before you
good.
take your bite, let's see what this guy says. He was a little,
Just eat it.
he was a little iffy. He was like, "Am I gonna like this?"
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I can't take no more. Go ahead. Exactly.
Wow.
I
That
did not
is
expect
really. I did not expect that either. I was on like I don't know. I wasn't suspicious about it, but
You were just like,
I
"Ah,
was
it'll be
just like,
fine.
you know.
It'll be good."
First of all, I just want to say the flavors are amazing. I mean, like all of
Very
the,
fresh.
Yeah, creamy, just loaded with flavor, packed full of flavor. But then the tortilla comes in, and it's like this kind of like this sweet sort of corn flavor that comes in there. That is amazing.
I'm so glad that you like it, Cole. You seriously had your doubts, didn't you? I'm so happy that you like it. All right, you two chow down. It's my turn to chow down. I'll be back. Cole says it tastes like a cheesy taco. I ain't mad at that. So let's give this a try. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, you gotta blow it up.
Give me a second.
What I'll tell you.
It tastes like a cheesy taco. Cheesy chicken taco. Oh my goodness. The creaminess of the soups in there is great, but you don't necessarily taste the soups that are in there.
Right. Yeah, I don't get the cream of mushroom soup. But
It just makes it creamy.
It just makes it creamy. Yeah, absolutely.
This is delicious.
Warming too.
And we were thinking, oh, maybe we should add some more cheese to the top. You didn't need to.
Right. And there's a little
plenty.
spice in there as well,
Yeah.
but it's not overpowering at
Well,
all.
we got that Rotel. You can get the mild Rotel if you want to. I got the medium, which was fire roasted. Perfect amount for us. Man, that is good. Number 4.
Oh boy.
We're using the air fryer for number 4. We love our air fryer. If you don't have one and you don't have a convection oven, I highly recommend getting an air fryer.
Absolutely.
We love it.
Yeah, and this one, coming in, was it number 4? That's right,
Yeah.
number 4, air fryer sesame chicken. Sesame chicken is one of my all-time favorite Asian dishes.
Yeah.
And this one you can make in the air fryer, and it still is a home run, man. It is
Yeah.
really good. The sauce was tremendous. Really good dish.
This one is going to be using the air fryer, and we are making sesame chicken. I've got some rice on the stove. That's already going. You can make sesame chicken on the stovetop, but we're going to be making it in the air fryer today. Let's get started by getting about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch into this large bowl. We're going to add some salt, about 1/4 teaspoon, the same amount of pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and about 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. So let's just kind of mix that around. Now I've got 6 chicken thighs, boneless, skinless. I trimmed them up and then I cut them into bite-sized chunks. So that's what this is. This is going directly in here with the cornstarch. So let's just toss this around and get them all good and coated. You know, if you would have told me all of that 3 tablespoons of cornstarch would have covered all of this chicken, I had my doubts, but look at that. It did its job. Let me grab some olive oil. You're gonna put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil all over this, and we're gonna toss it again. You want it to get kind of sticky and just all really coated really well in the olive oil. Okay, that looks pretty good. Something I should have already done was preheat the air fryer. We're gonna preheat it, well, I wanted to do to 375, but we'll do to 370. This is nice and hot. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of oil, just so nothing sticks too bad. And let's dump our chicken straight in there. Kind of spread it around. This is gonna cook at 375 for 15 to 18 minutes. You wanna shake it up several times during that time to make sure it's all evenly cooking, but we'll check on it here in a little bit. Okay, you know I preach to double the sauce. The good thing about this recipe is this recipe was made for the air fryer. It was remade for the air fryer, and the author realized that she needed to double the sauce. So she's already doubled it in the recipe for us, so you don't have to double it, just make it as is on the recipe. We need 1.5 tablespoons of sesame oil, and I'm putting it in this large bowl because we're gonna be tossing the chicken in with the sauce here in just a little bit. We're gonna add in about 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 tablespoons of rice vinegar. We need 3 tablespoons of honey. I don't quite have 3 tablespoons. Don't quite have, is that right? Did I say that right? I don't have quite 3 tablespoons left in this, but I've got another one that we've opened not too long ago. I'm actually just gonna eyeball this. We need about 3 tablespoons of the sweet chili sauce, 4 tablespoons of ketchup. We need about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I'm just gonna eyeball that. That should be good. So the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of light soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. We just have one kind, so we're gonna go with 6 tablespoons of this. Okay, you could definitely do this on the stovetop if you wanted to, but her recipe says just use a microwave safe bowl, and we're just gonna stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes. I'm not gonna do that quite yet though, because our chicken's not quite ready, but that does remind me, we need to go toss the chicken.
How many times have you said quiet?
I don't quite yet, quite ready. Have I said quite a lot?
I think so, yeah.
Quite a lot. I've said quite a lot.
Quiet.
Shh. Ooh.
Shake.
Shake that chicken. Shake your chicken. He said, you know what this needs? It needs green onion. I said, I was planning on doing that. He said, I'll do it. He just loves to chop. Ooh, it's looking good. Let's shake it one more time. Our rice is done too. So a very sweet subscriber made me this kitchen scarf. I believe her name is Linda, and you can use it as a towel or as a pot holder, and I'm gonna use it as a pot holder right now. We're just gonna take that off the heat and let it hang out until we're ready to eat. So let's take our sauce and pop it in the microwave. Three minutes. Let's check our chicken. Oh my goodness. Look how crispy that is.
That looks good.
It should be good and done. We're gonna check it just to make sure though. Look how handy this kitchen scarf is.
Oh, that's nice and hot. Now we're just gonna pour our chicken directly in here and coat it. See what I mean about extra sauce? There's plenty to pour over your rice as well. We're gonna take some of these green onions and throw in here, and we'll reserve some for the top of our dish as well. Gosh, y'all, I wish you could smell this. Where is smell-o-vision when you need it? We've also got some sesame seeds. Let's pour some on there now, and then we'll also top it with that too. Oh my gosh, I could eat this whole thing by myself, I think.
Oh, this looks delicious. Okay, we ready?
We're ready.
I am ready too. That's a touchdown. A field goal, home run, grand slam. That is amazing.
I'm so glad.
That is tremendous. That tastes just like sesame chicken.
Our son said it's amazing too.
I think it's better than sesame chicken that we've been getting.
It's, so the both of them have tried it. I've yet to try it.
Sweet, a little bit of spice, not much.
Yeah.
You definitely get that sweet, savory flavor.
Yeah.
A little bit of nutty kind of flavors in there because of the peanut oil and the sesame seed. But yeah, this is absolutely perfect. It is hard to believe that this was made in an air fryer. I don't know why I should be surprised every time we cook with the air fryer. It's like a home run.
I know. So now Cole is taking my food. There's more in there if you want some. Cole has tried it and loves it. He tried it while he was standing up and he just about fell down. And then now he loves it. So let's see if I think the same thing.
Yeah. Right. New fave.
Oh my gosh. And it's made with the thighs.
This is the best sesame chicken I've ever had.
Yeah.
The breading is done perfectly.
Yeah.
Sometimes the breading can be kind of chewy or a little tough. When I've gone to restaurants, the breading has been that way
That
sometimes.
is not this way.
No,
Yeah,
no.
because they usually when the restaurant it's like overly breaded. I don't say overly breaded. It's just it's got more breading on it that you can notice. With this, it's not like that. But there's still a little bit of texture there. Though.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that crispiness, but
Yeah.
you know, it's been toned down since it's been tossed in the sauce. But it's perfection.
That is delicious. And the thighs, if you did this with anything else, it'd be a way different experience.
Wow. We got 2 thumbs up over here. He's in heaven.
Yeah, this is delicious.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Sweet with a little bit of tart from probably the rice vinegar and the ketchup, you know, and everything. Really good. You wouldn't know this had ketchup in it.
This was so easy as well. It took 20, 25 minutes total. That's my kind of cooking. All right. This is a great summertime meal because you're making it in the air fryer, not heating up the whole kitchen. Love it.
Oh boy.
We're at the top 3, y'all.
Getting into the heavy hitters now. Man.
Okay. And I do have to agree with his top 3. I really do agree with his top 3. This is definitely a joint yes. So number 3 and number 2 are similar, but different. You know what I'm saying? Same but different.
Yeah.
That's what my mama would always say. Same but different.
Very similar.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Number 3.
coming at number 3, we have the Mississippi, it's a crock pot Mississippi meatballs.
Gosh, y'all.
Whoa, I'm about to fall over.
And dinner is going in the crock pot and it is super easy. I'm hoping it's really good. It's a Mississippi flavored dinner. Mississippi anything makes me happy. I have found that I really like this brand of frozen meatballs. They're not all created equal. Rosina, I guess is how you say this. Very good. So we're gonna dump this into our crock pot. So we've got a 1/2 cup of water in here. I've got some pepperoncinis. I don't have whole pepperoncinis. I have the sliced ones, which is gonna be fine. But we need about 1/4 cup of this juice added. We're gonna add in our au jus gravy mix. We also need to add in you can add in a ranch pack if that's what you have, but I'm gonna do about 2.5 tablespoons of that. Just gonna whisk that together and we're gonna pour this over the meatballs. I am gonna place our butter on top. It calls for a whole stick of butter, but I'm not gonna do quite that much. I think I'm gonna do like a half a stick of butter. Now we're gonna add in our sliced pepperoncinis. If you have whole ones, that's what it calls for, so put in like 8 of them. I'm just gonna put a good amount in here. We love the flavor of this. We're just gonna cover this and we're gonna cook it on low for 3 to 4 hours. We're gonna come in and stir it about every 30 minutes. All right, y'all, we have started on dinner. I just filmed this for a short, so if you've never seen my green bean recipe before, I'll try and remember to link that below, but you can also watch the short for that. So we've got green beans going, and then we're tag teaming it over here. He is chopping the potatoes and I am peeling the taters, and I'm slacking on my job, so I'll be back. Why do you make fun of me constantly?
I can't help
Because it's so easy, huh?
I can't help it. This is my favorite pastime. I mean, I would not be doing my husbandly duties if I were not
Making fun of me.
I mean,
know.
it's part of the job description.
I know. Well, my job description was to peel the taters, and you took that over.
Took
so.
over because you were slacking. I mean, and plus, there's nothing better and more appropriate than a tater.
Peeling a tater. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
While he is finishing that up, I wanted to chat really quickly about Gracie's last moments. If you've never heard of Lap of Love, we highly recommend checking them out. She was able to be here in our arms, here at the house, no stress. It was the most peaceful way to say goodbye to our girl. So I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but just look up Lap of Love. I will link them below. Just look them up and see their services. It was absolutely peaceful. All right, let's turn these on, get those going while this reduces down. And
Uh-oh, I showed the pantry.
Steve,
Uh-oh.
we've only got like half an hour left anyway. And
Yay.
we've been coming in here and stirring these every 30 to 45 minutes.
I've only eaten 5.
I've already added some salt. I'm gonna add some garlic powder. We've got butter in there. Let's add some pepper because we like pepper. Sour cream. Heavy cream. I'm gonna go in and mash these just a little bit before I turn this on.
I like your top knot.
Thanks. Stop.
I'm excited about
I
this.
know.
I'm really excited. This looks really
Cole
good.
said as soon as he smelled the Mississippi meatballs, his mouth watered. So that's a good sign.
All right, here we go. Without further ado,
Okay.
oh man. Wow.
I knew that would happen.
You put it in, you get, you get a little hint of the Mississippi pot roast flavor, right? Mm-hmm. And then you bite into that meatball. It just fills your mouth. Spicy.
Good.
Pepperoncini flavor that's in there as well.
Yeah.
Really good. Au jus sauce really gives it a hearty, comforting, comfort food, vibe to it.
I'm so glad.
Potatoes, yes. Yes, this is tremendous.
I love that it's frozen meatballs. I'm just glad that we have found the brand of frozen meatballs that we like.
That is amazing.
I'm so glad.
That is amazing.
I'm so glad.
I think I don't know.
What were you about to
I
say?
don't know. It might be a little bit better than the pot roast.
Stop it.
I mean, it's really good.
All right. Well, I need to try
Lots
it.
of good flavor packed into those meatballs. It's like a Mississippi pot roast flavor explosion.
Explosion. Extravaganza. All right. It's my turn. Yeah.
Isn't that delicious?
Stop it right now.
Isn't that good?
No, that's great.
Yeah. soft texture of the meatball, and then like
You stop it.
just the Mississippi pot roast flavor.
You know what we need to do?
What's that?
I'm sure it's been done. A Mississippi meatloaf.
Let's do it.
That's coming up.
That's
Stay
got to
tuned.
happen.
We've got to do that. But,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. And then the green beans, because we know they are the best.
Oh, we know.
They're just so good. Oh my goodness. This is comfort food at its finest.
Number 2.
Oh boy, the runner-up.
The runner-up and the winner were both later in the year. They were pretty recent, actually. So you want to tell them what number 2 was?
Number 2, Mississippi burgers.
Y'all, I don't want another.
I mean, it's
Burger
gonna be
here at
very
home.
hard for me to go back to the way we used to do burgers,
Yeah.
because the Mississippi flavor in these burgers sets these apart in a category all by themselves.
Yeah.
Super, super delicious. You need to try them.
Mississippi burgers. So if you're familiar with the Mississippi pot roast, you're going to take those flavors and put them in a burger. Let's do it.
New.
Hello.
All right, so you've got a spoon there.
Yep.
We're gonna do about a tablespoon. We've got a pound of meat here. Oh, that's a lot. That's a heaping tablespoon. Let's do less than that.
I'm not afraid.
I am.
I am not scared.
Okay, you just did it anyway.
I'm not scared.
All right, so a tablespoon of ranch seasoning. We're gonna do a tablespoon of au jus seasoning, or 4, like you do.
Is that better?
That's a little better. Yeah. Okay. And then we need a tablespoon of the peppercini juice. Just the juice, yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to.
There you go. Perfect.
All
All
right.
right, mix that up.
Okay, we'll do it.
Do it to it. Okay, while he mixes that up, I am gonna mix up something else. To go on our buns, we are making this spicy mayo. So I've got a little bit of Duke's mayonnaise in there, just a little bit of this juice, and then some black pepper. We're gonna whisk that together, and that's gonna go on our hamburger buns. So we've got that ready. Now we're gonna get our sweet tater fries ready. You gonna peel them, or you just gonna do it like that?
Oh, we need to peel. We need to
Yeah.
peel. You're right. We need to peel.
We do need to peel.
I peel so good. Where's my peeler?
Right in front of your face.
Oh, I'll use that one until we find the other one.
Okay, you do that. All right, we've got 3 sweet taters that we're gonna peel. What did you say?
I said, you're my sweet tater.
I am your sweet tater.
You are.
While he's peeling those, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat our air fryer to 400.
We just want to cut down in there and lay them flat. Look
Yeah.
at that. We just want to be able to.
You ain't laying it flat.
Wait just a second.
Still ain't laying it flat.
You got to wait a second. Don't be sliding. Look at them.
Them is some big ones. Okay,
That
I was
right
gonna
there,
say.
honker right there. We're gonna have to take
Yeah.
care of that.
All right. I'm gonna let him finish this up. Got this ready. We're gonna be cooking our burgers inside today on the griddle. All right. We've got these going in. We're gonna toss them in some seasonings and some olive oil. Okay. We've got some garlic powder going in.
All right.
We've got some smoked paprika going in. And a little bit of dried parsley. We're just gonna toss all that together.
Salt and pepper. We got to put
Oh,
salt.
salt. Forgot the salt. You
Don't
can't do
forget
that.
the salt.
Toss those together.
You just want me to do this so your hands wouldn't get dirty.
You are correct. We've been together how long? You know me.
24 years.
We've been
We've
married.
been together longer than that.
Yeah, we've been married 24 years, but we've been together 26 years.
Some of that don't count. You don't know nobody until you marry 'em, until you live with them.
That's true. You know what? We met Labor Day weekend, 98, and it was just Labor Day weekend. So it has been 26 years since we've been
Yeah, that's
together.
a long time.
Oh, he's smelling it. All right, these are ready to go in the air fryer. So the Bonkies made theirs into smash burgers, but we're just gonna do regular burgers over here. We've got this pound, and we've got our hamburger press, so he is going to measure those out. We've already got our griddle heating over here. I need to go get our,
How many burgers we making?
4.
4 burgers.
I need to get our sweet taters in the air fryer. I don't want it to cool down too much.
Just trying to get even amounts here.
All right,
We have to steal some.
there you go. Nope.
We just have to, look, you got to play with it a little bit.
Okay. Now, are you ready? Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm not the one that uses just a pound, okay?
Look, get over it. It'll be all right.
All this fancy stuff, I tell you what.
Just smash it in
there.
Watch it get stuck to it.
Yeah, we might should have sprayed
Oh, it didn't do it.
didn't.
Look at that.
Look at
Look
that.
at that right yonder.
I'm telling you what.
That's what did it.
All right.
Now you, oh look, you can kind of.
You should be able to, it should come right out. All right, there's number one. He's gonna work on that. I'm gonna go over to the air fryer. Let's spray the inside with a little bit of oil and add our sweet taters in there. I'm gonna try and get them in an even layer, and they're gonna go in at 400. Let's try 12 minutes. Let's just see. So he is smashing them just a little bit, just to widen them out a little bit. They'll cook faster that way for sure. So I was planning on topping all of them with provolone cheese, but I only have 3. We have one more person is eating here tonight, so we have some pepper jack cheese. So I thinly sliced that. That will go on one of them. Stephen wanted some chopped onion for his. And then we've got brioche buns right here that we're gonna toast on the griddle. We got about 4 minutes left. Ooh, they are looking good. I just wanted to shake them a little bit. Those are looking great. All right, so he's just gonna kind of scrape all that grease off, and we're gonna pop the buns right here on the griddle and get them toasted. Our sweet potato fries just came out, and then I've got our mayo ready to go on our buns. We're gonna put some pepperoncinis on our burgers as well, and these are just about ready.
Thank you for bringing us a very unique hamburger.
Well, it wasn't from me, it was from Jessica. So
Well, thank you, Jessica.
Thank the bunkies, that's right.
Thank the bunkies. All right. Oh, yeah, the bun is nice and warm. I love it. Ooh, let's get in here. Mmm.
What?
That's good. Wow.
Is that your new favorite burger?
Babe,
What?
it's like Mississippi pot roast
Right,
in a burger.
right.
Oh, man, that dressing. Oh, man, the burgers, first of all, have a really good char on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that char, and then you have like the bite of the pepperoncini
Yeah.
vinegar and stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever that is. And then just a little bit of the heat from the pepperoncinis.
Yeah.
I got stuff on my phone.
Woo!
Huh.
Was I looking at you funny or something?
You went, yeah. I thought maybe you were trying to tell me something.
No.
Cheese on here is delicious.
You got the pepper jack, yeah.
The cheese with this is amazing. It's like this beautiful synergy. I mean, wow.
Well, I'm so
And then that
glad.
onion flavor, I love onions on a hamburger. This is perfect. I love this is so unique.
All right, well, good.
Wow, this is
Okay.
you're gonna love it.
So you, oh, okay. I was gonna tell you to try sweet tater
You're
fry.
gonna haul it on.
Well, I'm losing power, so we'll be back, y'all.
All right, look, the fries can wait. You've got to try this burger.
I'm just so thankful that I finally get to try the burger. I thought I was gonna have to wait for him to try the fries and all the things.
Get in there.
All right.
When it hits you, doesn't it? Isn't that amazing?
That is the best flavored burger I think I've ever had in my life.
Isn't that great?
Oh my goodness, y'all. I don't think I ever want to make a burger a different way ever again.
Mississippi pot roast in a burger.
Mm.
You got the gristle of the hamburger meat and just the combination
That mayo,
of flavors. Yeah, the mayo, just what an accent that is.
wow.
That's amazing.
The bunkies were onto something.
Yes.
That is delicious.
And I think the au jus and the ranch dressing helped caramelize the burger a lot better on the griddle.
Man.
Really good.
That is delicious. Okay, let me try the sweet tater fries.
I go for it.
Seasoned perfectly. Hang on, I'm gonna do it without ketchup. Those are good. They've got a little bit of savory to them with that smoky paprika or smoked paprika. Mm-hmm. That's good. All right, you try.
Plain. Let's just go without the ketchup. Here we go.
Yep, they got good flavor to them.
Not bad.
I'm telling you, they pair well with this Mississippi hamburger.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Definitely get the smokiness
Yeah.
of the stuff going on. I don't get a lot of the garlic flavor, which is what I was hoping for, but
Yeah.
the smokiness is there. It's not too overpowering. Good blend, good sweet, smoky.
Right.
You know, really good.
All right, this meal is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. These burgers are unbelievably good.
I mean, you just can't beat this. Y'all have got to make these burgers.
And coming in at number 1.
Coming in at number 1, the undisputed, undefeated champion of 2024.
And that is Crock-Pot Ropa Vieja.
It's a Cuban dish.
Wow.
It's Cuban shredded beef. It's
Yes.
basically like a Cuban pot roast. The flavors, though,
So good.
it's unlike anything we had ever tried.
Yeah.
When it came to pot roast, and it is unforgettable.
It is really, really good. I can taste it right now.
I know.
Oh man, it is so good.
My mouth is watering.
It is delicious.
Yours will be too. Watch this one.
So today's recipe is a Cuban recipe. It is Cuban shredded beef in the crock pot, also known as ropa vieja. I hope I said that right. Moving on. So you can use flank steak or a chuck roast. In my case, I have a butcher box bottom round roast. This is a 2 1/4 pound cut, and you'll need 2 to 2.5 pounds total. I'm just cutting some X's in this. We're going to put some whole garlic cloves in here. Just need 3 X's. Let's put that in there. So we've got 3 cloves of garlic in here. Let's season this with a little salt and pepper. I'm gonna put this side down first, and then we'll season the rest of the meat once it goes into the skillet. We are gonna sear this first. So let's move over to the skillet. I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of olive oil, and let's add this to our hot pan. So this is searing here on the stove. We're gonna let it sear for about 5 minutes before I turn it. And I do need to go ahead and season the rest of the side. While that is over there searing on the stove, I'm gonna slice up the remaining garlic. The recipe calls for 6 slices or 6 whole cloves of garlic. However, my cloves are pretty small, so I think I did 8 or 9. I put the biggest cloves in the meat, but I'm just going to slice up the remaining. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, now we're just gonna sear that side and let that sear for another 5 minutes. Now we just need to thinly slice a green pepper. And lastly, it says 1 medium onion thinly sliced. This was a very large onion I've already used half of, so we're just going to slice up the remaining half. Ooh, look at that. All right, one last side. And we're done. All done with our veggies. Now let's move over to the slow cooker. It is done. We are gonna place it in the slow cooker. Look at that, beautiful. On top of that, we're gonna add in all of the veggies that I chopped. So I'm gonna use this large can of tomato sauce. If you've got the smaller cans, you'll use 2. You can also do this recipe in the Instant Pot. You'll use the same ingredients, however, you would just add 1 other ingredient, and that's beef broth, about a 1/2 cup. We need a 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. We need 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. We also need a couple of teaspoons of salt, a tablespoon of ground cumin, and also a tablespoon of white vinegar. To add that spice in, we're gonna do about a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. One last ingredient, and that's optional. If you like cilantro, you're gonna add some chopped cilantro to this, maybe just a couple of tablespoons. That's it, y'all. So let's just put the lid on this. If you've got all day, just cook it on low for 7 to 8 hours. This would be great if you're about to head out to work. But if you're like me and you're starting later in the day, we're just gonna do it on high for, let's try 4 hours. It may take a little bit longer than that, and that's okay because it's only lunchtime now. So we'll be back and check this later. It has been all day, and let me tell you, my house smells amazing. I'm drooling, I'm ready to eat. But we've got to make 2 other things. We're just gonna make some white rice, very simple. But we're also gonna make some Cuban black beans, so let's do it. So we're gonna prep the ingredients for our black beans. We need 4 cloves of garlic minced. The recipe calls for jalapeno peppers. My grocery store was out, so we're doing serrano peppers. And I'm just gonna dice these up. I'm gonna leave the seeds in just because they're not quite as hot as jalapeno, but you could definitely take the seeds out. We're gonna use the juice of this lime at the end, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. So I'm just gonna dice up probably about half of this red onion. It's a pretty large one. Lastly, we're just gonna chop up some cilantro leaves. I've got 2 cans of black beans. I'm gonna drain and rinse these. So I've got my skillet here. We're gonna heat it to medium high. You need a cup of warm water, so I'm just gonna warm that in the microwave for about a minute. So to our hot pan, let's add in about a tablespoon of oil. And we're gonna add in our red onion and our jalapeno, or serrano in our case. And we're gonna saute these until they're soft, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes. These are soft, so we're gonna add in our black beans. We're also gonna add in our cup of warm water and some seasonings. I measured these out just a minute ago, but we've got a teaspoon each of salt, cumin, and a chipotle chili powder. And we want to bring this to a boil. We'll turn it up just a little bit. It shouldn't take long. We're also getting started on our rice. I'm just going to rinse a cup of rice. Now that it's come up to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat. We're going to let this simmer for 10 to 15 minutes till most of the liquid kind of evaporates and the sauce that's left behind is a good bit thicker. So this is going to hang out while we cook our rice. In true Mandy fashion, we forgot the garlic. So we're gonna add it in now.
Shame.
I'm telling you what,
It's all right, baby. It's gonna be real good.
it
Anyway.
is. We're still gonna get that garlic flavor.
Oh, absolutely.
But basically, at the end of the onion and jalapeno sautéing, the last 30 seconds, you add in your garlic, but it'll be fine.
It's better late than never.
That's right. It would have been really sad to have this without garlic in it, for sure. I need y'all to understand the smell in my house right now. We need smell-o-vision so bad. Y'all need to be able to smell this. I mean, are we shreddable? Oh, we are. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna start shredding this and just let it kind of soak up all these juices, and I'll see y'all here in just a second. Someone said, you want me to do it? I said, yeah, I do.
I just want to get up and get involved
He
in
likes
this.
to do this type of thing.
I like getting involved.
So he's shredding that, and we're just waiting on the other stuff to be done. It's gonna be done in just a few minutes, and then we're gonna eat. This meal is going to be amazing. Oh my gosh, get in my belly.
That looks amazing.
Are you hungry?
Stop. Yes. The anticipation is real up in here.
Y'all, once I played it up, this man is in a hurry.
Man, I am
You just don't even know. He is so in a hurry.
Gotta put the plates down. We
I gotta get
take
something
pictures.
to drink. Gotta do all the things, and he's like, hurry, 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 hurry.
Man, look at this.
I mean,
This looks tremendous. It smells amazing. Unbelievably good. Let's try this.
yes, let's. Because I am
I know
dying
you're ready.
to try it.
All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, babe, that is amazing.
I'm so glad.
Wow. I'm looking for adjectives.
Other than amazing and
It's got
wow.
it's got the spiciness of it.
Yeah.
Definitely get this citrusy flavor that
Okay.
kind of
Yep.
lifts things up a good bit.
Yeah.
There. Definitely taste the cumin in this.
Okay.
It is unlike anything I've ever had.
Good.
It is amazing. This might be the way forward for pot roast.
Oh,
I don't know.
Are you
I'm
serious?
telling you what right now, this is some of the best pot
So-
roast I've ever had.
Okay, so now I want you to try those beans too.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I know, but I'm really wanting to eat, and I need you to
Okay.
do your little taste test here.
I'm hurrying. First of all, spicy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It should be.
The flavor though, get the garlic and the cumin. Wow. Very spicy though.
Because we left all the stuff in. Yeah.
Very spicy. So dial that back.
Yeah.
You know, take the seeds out if you want to, but tons of flavor. That's the most flavorful black bean I've ever had
Okay. Good.
in my life.
All right.
That is amazing.
I'm
with
so
this.
glad.
Talk about like a rich, we're talking about bold flavors here.
Yeah.
Bold flavors. Spicy.
So we went from the butter chicken that was a little more, I don't want to say bland, but it was just softer. It wasn't bold in your face.
Right, for sure.
So
I think it could be if you were to put some
yeah,
more
some
flavors
extra
in
stuff
there.
in it, but
This-
this is like
Yes.
punch you in the mouth.
You need to
Okay.
get involved.
I'm very excited.
You just wait. That's amazing.
Y'all, I don't even know what to say.
I know it's amazing. It's unlike any sort of roast I've ever had.
It tastes just like it smells.
It does.
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
Let me try the black beans.
Yeah. Oh man,
with
it's
some-
spicy. It's
Okay.
spicy.
Okay. But the flavor,
Yeah, it's tremendous, isn't it?
I've never had black beans like that. You are correct.
I know it's amazing.
Okay. We love y'all, and I wish we could describe this accurately, but we can't. But we gotta eat. This is too good to be talking right now, so bye. Cole has entered the building, and he is in love with this meal. So tell him, babe.
I mean, this boy right here is going back. You can better believe that.
I am too. Y'all, I think this is one of the best meals I've ever made. Ever.
Yeah, this is going to be on the top.
Ever.
It's gonna be hard to beat this. On our next best of, this is gonna be.
I'm gonna
tough.
want this at least once a week. This
I mean,
is
if you
so
don't
good.
listen, you got to try this. If you
Yeah.
don't try this, if you try this and you don't like it, you need to check your pulse because this is amazing.
If you try it and don't like it, just invite us over. We'll eat the rest of it.
That's right.
Mail it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Y'all. Wow, wow,
Amazing.
wow. One of the best meals I've ever made.
So we just want to thank y'all for being with us this year. Whether you've been with us for more than 2024 or if you're new to our channel this year, we thank you for being here. This year was not the easiest of years. We had some tough times, especially as of late.
Yeah.
We lost our Gracie Lou. We lost a friend of ours. We went through Hurricane Helene and we were without power for a long time.
8 days. Yeah.
8 days. So it was a rocky end to our year,
Yeah.
but overall we could not be more thankful for you, and we just feel very blessed by the Lord. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for being here and being a supporter of this channel. Just by watching, commenting, hitting that like button, you are doing a big part in supporting this channel, and we thank you. One last reminder, if you haven't checked out Thrive Market, be sure to do so. Just go to thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking, and when you place your first order, you're gonna save 30%, plus you're gonna get a free gift worth up to $60. That's a good deal, y'all. We will see you in the new year, which is just tomorrow, but we'll see you this Friday. Happy 2025. Bye, y'all.
New Year's.